Hey, everybody. It's Eddie from Tokyo. This is your cryptocurrency update from Japan. Yeah, I'm in a square today, not a circle. For some reason, my Loom isn't cooperating, so I'm using my backup, which is called Outclip. And if I lose you in terms of a visual, I'm just going to keep it going because I have a lot to share with you. Particularly, something has been updated on the docket of the complaint against Ripple by the SEC. First, I think we want to take a look at the American Banker article. This is something that was published on the 29th, and they went to seek comment from 4 of the clients of Ripple, all 4 of which are banks, PNC, BBVA, Euro, Exim, and Santander, but all 4 declined to give a comment. Brian Klein, in this article, is a partner at Baker Marquette, and he is one that has represented other cryptocurrencies in similar cases and said that the SEC allegations are untested. And there's obviously another side to this story that hasn't been told yet, and it deserves to be heard. On Tuesday, Ripple put out another statement on the recent market activity, and they're going to be filing their responses in a few weeks to address the unproven allegations, as it says. Now, unfortunately, the SEC has chosen to use enforcement as a tool to regulate rather than issuing clear guidance. And this is something we don't want, right? We don't want to be tea leaf reading through every individual case out there. We want clear guidance. There was a petition that started, and it is trying to get some attention to deem XRP as a currency with the whitehouse.gov website, which, if it should gather 100,000 signatures in 30 days, it receives an official update from the White House. But as I shared with my Patreons, I reached out to Ron Hammond. Ron is a former Ripple employee. Well, I came back again. I'm not big on this Outclip version, but anyway, I'm just gonna do a Kevin Cage, which is one take and let it rip. The former Ripple employee, if you remember, he was also the author of the Token Taxonomy Act, working with the former legislative he was a former legislative assistant for Representative Warren Davidson of Ohio. And while he was at Ripple, he was the manager of government relations in DC. And he gives some advice. One, he thinks that an email to individual members of Congress in simple terms could be an important part of getting this legislation passed. But that it's really the only role Congress has right now in this matter, since it's in the courts. And it could, with a lot of people creating these emails, might influence them or urge them to co-sponsor other bills. And if we take a look at Rosalind Layton, the senior contributor to Forbes, she wrote an article today about the SEC versus Ripple, the cryptocurrency trial of the century, citing that the U.S. doesn't have its crypto act together, while China has moved clearly forward with blockchain and a digital currency. Congress needs to step up in 2021 and make the proper framework to ensure U.S. leadership and clarify regulatory boundaries. So there are lots of people weighing in, including the former chief risk officer at Ripple, Greg Kidd. He says he's been receiving a lot of inquiries about XRP and Ripple. And at this time, Twitter is limited to express all what I want to say. So my team is preparing for some recordings in a few days. Stay tuned. I'm very, very interested in hearing what he has to say on this. And then Sam broke down 71 pages of the complaint, as only Sam can do, on his Cinnamon channel. It's a 2-hour plus video. And yeah, I found the whole process that he did very, very useful. But there is an attorney who I really want to call up to your attention and highlight, and that is the New Jersey attorney, Jesse Hines. He is probably one of the best to follow on Twitter and is going to do a breakdown of the possible timeline on his COIL blog. The point of the conference schedule that's coming up on February 22nd is to determine if there is any hope of settling and the discovery dates. Those discovery dates are really important to look at how long this process might take. It is a portion of the process that gives the parties basically the ability to learn everything they can about each other's facts. So you learn about the other side's facts, witnesses, documents, etc. If it goes to trial without delays, we're looking at something like September 2021. That would be likely, but having no delays, that is not likely. As Jesse says, there's always delays. And then when we take a look at James, I don't know how he says his last name here, Phelan or Phelan. He is a defense lawyer and former federal prosecutor. He's another person weighing in on this complaint. How this case is decided is of worldwide economic and political importance, is what he tweeted. And we can't have this one-off decision, but we need guidance. That is what is needed also for the U.S. if they're going to compete in this space. So I think, yeah, it's looking very, very clear that all this piecework or patchwork legislation and clarity is really putting the United States at a disadvantage. And now, according to the docket, which has 8 updates, this is one that was part of that original docket that was filed at 3:07 p.m. on December 22nd. But this is document number 2, and it's the cover sheet. And the cover sheet is interesting because it talks about the nature of the suit. It's filed under the other statutes, and the SEC also shows that there are 3 different law teams on this case. There's one for Ripple, and the one that is for Ripple is Andrew Seresny, okay? And he's with Debevoise and Plimpton. So he is going to be in that role. And then we have from Paul Weiss law firm, there is Martin Flumenbaum. Okay, and he is going to work for Chris Larson. This particular lawyer has significant lead trial experience as counsel with clients like AIG, IBM, Eris Capital, and other federal security matters. I think he's deeply experienced. And then for Brad Garlinghouse, it is going to be in the hands of Matthew Solomon. He is of Cleary Gottlieb, and he was, listen to this, previously with the U.S. Department of Justice and was a senior enforcement official with the SEC, most recently as the SEC Chief Litigation Counsel. So he led a 150 attorney trial unit, and I think he knows exactly what he is getting into. Now, document 6, this document is very interesting because filed on the 29th of December, in order to conserve resources and promote efficiency, the parties are to discuss whether they are willing to consent to conducting all further proceedings before the assigned magistrate judge. If all parties consent, then Judge Annalisa Torres will not preside all cases in the Southern District of New York are assigned 2 judges. And if they want their case to move quickly, it says here, and I quote, "It is helpful to consent to proceed before a magistrate judge." And then they would also be the judge to preside over that trial. The district judge, in this case, would play no further role. So Annalisa Torres, she's a 3rd-generation court justice, and she was nominated by President Obama to serve as a U.S. district judge for the Southern District of New York in 2012 and then confirmed in 2013. But as she has ordered all parties to consent, but they have until, what was it? They have until the 15th of February. And you can, just have one person that says no, and I think then it's not possible. And it does go on to say, too, that the parties are not disclosed. Their identity is not disclosed for those who do not consent. So I just have to wait and see. I'm not sure. It'd be interesting what Jesse would have to say on this, whether it is deemed any advantage or disadvantage on whichever way they go. I just have no idea, but I'd love to hear what he says on that. Anyway, her background and her family, it's very, very interesting. It's too long to go into in this video, but she has a very interesting history with her family being in law in the state of New York. All right, everybody, we're jumping to a little crazy fluff. And this is not Japan. I always talk about how wacky the Japanese food can be here, but this is China, and it is a Spam Oreo cookie hamburger at McDonald's. Is that just too crazy or what? But it does, it is wacky here in Japan too. We have what's called the gachapon, which are the little capsule toys that you can buy. They're all over the country, everywhere. They're everywhere. and they always are a little bit humorous. And this is one that is really just, I think, amazingly cute. It's called the bathroom break. Look at this. Look at this. And each look at the hippo. Each one is just adorable. I just can't help but find this so funny. Yeah, I'm really going to have to keep an eye out. They're about $4 each. And what you do is you put your 4 coins in and turn a handle, and one will pop out. You never know which one you're going to get. And it is funny when you're trying to collect the whole series. You might turn that handle 20 times before you get just the 4 that you're looking for, or if you're lucky. I have done that to where I really just want one out of a series, and you'll keep trying and keep trying. You'll think, okay, this time I know, this time I'll get it. The bunny's cute, really cute. I just think this is a very, very fun series. And then a little bit more on a celebratory part of culture here is the Kinkakuji Temple in Kyoto just finished its restoration. In the West, they sometimes refer this as, or they call it the Golden Pavilion. And this restoration really looks beautiful. What they did is they replaced 100,000 planks of cypress for the roof, and also used 10,000 pieces of gold leaf. To take a look at this building here now. This is what it looks like. They took all the scaffolding off on Monday. Look at the picture of when it almost fell into complete ruin at the turn of the century. Look at what they did to restore this building. I had not seen this picture before I started doing a little bit of looking for the most beautiful picture I could find to share with you. And I do believe this is the most beautiful picture I've seen of the king kakagi. And this king kakagi turns out that last year in 2019, it was the most Instagrammed photo in the whole world. That's how many people visited Kyoto and uploaded this particular shot. I think it's just really, really a beautiful building, and I'm thrilled to see that they got the roof done and it's back open again. I'm going to put the kanji, the 3 kanji for this king kakagi, and if you hashtag it onto Twitter and then do a search, oh, you have just the best selection of everybody's photos, and it's really fun to see the uploads on Twitter. All right, everybody, do take care. Sayonara for now. Bye-bye.